The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
All right. Good afternoon, traders. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the middle of the week. Welcome to the Tradespoon live trading room, stocks and options. My name is Scott, and I will be your host. I'm the head trading coach here at Tradespoon. We're light today. Hi, Koo. Good to see you. I'm like, where's the usual suspects? There's one at least. Good to see you. Hope all is well. Everybody else, hello. Welcome. We'll just run through our normal housekeeping matters and see if we get a few more stragglers. Got to tell you, I'm a little surprised. Normally, we see a little bit of a decline in numbers in a bit of a correlation to market conditions. Conditions are great. I love these. Am I wrong? How's trading going? Those of you who are here. We've had bullish conditions. Bullish stocks have been doing bullish things. If you've been trading technology, which hopefully you have because it's been leading this whole time, and so anything you picked in technology has done well. So hopefully you're letting winners run. Okay, well, let's keep going. Let's talk about it. I keep forgetting to change my slides, but I've crossed the barrier. I am now at 25 years trading experience, 21 of them in some form of teaching, coaching, mentoring, instructing type capacity. I feel like that's a good milestone accomplished. More than half my life spent trading. There you go. Barely. Here's the disclosures. As always, be careful out there. I'll leave them there for just 1 second. And great. Let's talk about the market. Those of us who are here, hopefully. There's Bob. Bob, hello. Hello. We got everyone we need. Who's here? Bob's here. If others show up, great. If not, we have everything we need as of right now. Market's up. S&P %. Russell 0.64. Interesting. Because for me, this battle for third between the Dow and the NASDAQ is clearly number one, right? This is undisputed. Like a person that's a co-host? Is it AI? I'll have AI co-host with me, like me and ChatGPT. We're a team. We know that S&P is number 2. But who's moving into third is the question that we have. Hi, okay, good to see you. Oh, we get stronger by the person saying hello. Early this morning, the Dow was up like point. People are jumping in to the small caps. Nope. Small caps and large caps at the same rate now. 0.63 here, 0.62 there. Kevin is his name, a pit trader, hedge fund trader. Okay, how did he do? Right? What did you think? Strategies are sound? People like that are like instinct traders, where they learn to trade in a certain construct, but from a, hopefully teach it. So who's number 3? I don't know. I don't think we know yet. I am definitely paying attention to oil as of right now. Oil has come into my focus. It's what I would consider to be an off-cycle trade, though, right? All of a sudden, we see oil picking up momentum, which if it continues, let's pause. Let's talk about this. Less time. Let me go to CL. No, CL. Yes, if you look here, oil was in a consolidation. We broke up out of it. Had a little hiccup, but really this is its new high. Now it's consolidating back down. I mean, I got to say for me, like anywhere in this range, even if it gets back through the 50, but it looks like it could hold the 50. The last time we saw oil getting bullish, and this was back here around this period of time. If we see this happen again or even more, that's going to put stress on the market. So this is a bit of an off-cycle trade, but I would say there's definitely a bit of strength showing up in oil. So if you aren't considering it, you should. If you are, I know, Bob, you probably are. I know you tend to watch, what's that? The old Cheney stock. What's that one? Dick Cheney was there. HAL, thank you. Halliburton. SLB is a good one too. Anyways, yeah, if you're not thinking about oil, I think you should. I think it presents you a trade outside of what you've probably been looking at. Like, that's what I mean when I say off cycle, non-correlated to the market. Anyway, okay, let's get back to Powell's focus on cooling market boosts hopes for rate cut. I have to say, I'm still, I'm curious. We have a small but mighty group here. I'd like to hear your thoughts. I still am November. I think that September is overly hopeful, and we've been overly February. If you remember, we're like, oh, we're going to start getting cuts in February. It's going to rain cuts from the skies like water from the heavens. And it didn't. Saying we're going to get 2.75% this year. You guys are smoking Fed crack. We're going to get one and maybe two. I think they actually... I thought if they do in November, that's it. But no, I think some people are like, we're going to get 3. They're going to hit it in November, December, or September. I think just to ease the political perception. I mean, if I'm Jerome Powell, am I in the back of my mind thinking, man, if I hit this, if we cut it and the market rallies, there's going to be a political fallout, potentially, right? Like, oh, you were trying to do... I don't think so. Is it easy enough to just punt it to November? Yeah, right? I think so. I think it is. That's why I'm leaning still towards November. Let me know your thoughts. I saw this article earlier. Recession is over. And it's their clever little way to say, like, only the 7. That's just not true. Every quarter, and that's something that we do here in this group, every quarter, when we get to earnings seasons, what do we look at? We look at a metric, 2 metrics actually, right? We have 2 metrics for meeting or exceeding earnings expectations. Yes, that's number 1. Number 2, by what percentage are they, on average, exceeding? And we can see what percentage of that is happening this one versus last one versus last one. And it gives us apples and apples and apples and apples each quarter. It's about that now. And reporting positive earnings, and the other 493 are just like, oh, nothing's happening. We're not doing anything. That's nonsense. And the funny thing is, right now, I would actually say the markets, they're like, it's finally coming to an end. And I'm like, what are you talking about? First and foremost, back in the fall and back in the spring, established that many times where I'm like, look, we have financials and we have outside of these 7 stocks. Those 7 stocks are necessary to get this market going, right? They're going to get it started. Also, when everybody else includes those 7, it's just the whole focus on the 7 is a distraction. My advice to you is to eliminate that. Stop any oh, these 7 are only... Just don't worry about it. That's what I would say. Maybe anyways. So for me, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Really, somebody came out and said that's a little bit like gambling. I don't know if you knew that or not, Bob, but somebody let us know just a little bit ago. Yeah, it's ridiculous. We rely on things like whatever your news source is, but you're always and inevitably going to have to put on a filter. and just be like, I need data and some extent of implication, but really be careful with opinion. VIX trading. Actually, this was an interesting one. I noticed this low. That's a good observation. That's right. September, and I think it's closer to September around when that rate cut is going to be getting looked for. So I don't think it's there yet, but I do think we'll see a general increase in overall volatility as we get closer, due to the uncertainty, due to the weirdness of this election, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. That's about it. What's going on this week? Nothing until tomorrow. That's what we're looking for, right? Everyone's like, the Fed is talking about a job focus. We don't care what the Fed is doing until we get this. If we get this, you'll notice that we have one area year over year where we're looking for a 20 basis point tick down. Everything else is supposed to stay the same. I think we need that just for November. If we get like a real good surprise, then maybe we can start thinking about September. I just don't think it's in the cards. Tell me if you think I'm wrong. And it looks to be more stable than still dropping. But if only one of these or two of these tick down a little bit, it's enough that it's still continuing to decline. And that's the big thing that we're looking for. And then we have PPI. We really don't have the expectations for that yet, but we'll have that to talk about. September's a done deal, according to my unnamed sources. That will be an interesting one. Here's what I'll tell you. If it is, the market's going to love it. The fall rally, the Santa rally, with one exception, and that is election uncertainty. And again, take politics out of trading. It's not politics when we talk about uncertainty, though. Right? And that's where it's hard is, are we going to have a consensus? It seems like one way it goes, there's never going to be a consensus. But when it goes to the courts, when there's uncertainty, the market doesn't like that. It just doesn't like the uncertainty. Once it's like, this is it. This is who it is. Doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's your guy or not. Half people will hate it. Half the people, well, I don't know if half the people will love it. Half the people will hate it. The other half will be glad it's not the other person. And then the market just won't care. That's what I'll tell you for me. Okay. Great. Let's look quickly at the toolbox and see what Stella says. Okay, so Stella, this range trend says bearish. I would say slightly bearish. I would say this is very bullish. Right now, it seems like we're going to enter a seller's cycle, right? And we'll see how we confirm that seller cycle quickly and easily just using something like an oscillator, stochastic 7-3 for me. But the expectation is that we're still looking for this trend to continue. So this higher low should lead to this higher high, wherever that ends up. What does that mean? It means that we should be looking for a bullish window on a pullback. We haven't had the pullback yet. Today was still bullish. Stella's like, it may be today. It actually moved a little higher. I still think this is actually, for me, exactly what I'm looking for. I think it makes a lot of sense. Let's correlate this real quickly to the SPY itself, though, and make sure that we think that makes sense. So Stella says, it looks like we're going to be entering a selling cycle. And you can see, yes, but sometimes it takes a little while before it actually kicks in. And then we're like, okay, there it came. So we might see it do this and then a pullback. But yes, this is, let me erase this and start over. That's how we're convinced. And when we know to start thinking about getting back in. So More likely than not, I think we are likely to see that, but do we still have a little bit of upside potential? The short-term trend that I'm working off of says we sure do. So are you still carrying some trades? I hope so. I hope you still are pushing, even if it's just that last little piece. Still going. Why would I want to still be going? Because I have a nice, strong, steady. It's a 575. Again, I've been at a 5.575 for like 6-7 weeks straight. So essentially my posture dipped to about a 2.5 right in this area. And then by this point, I'm back to a 4, and then I'm a 5, and I've been a 5 or a 5.75 this whole time. Nothing ever told me not to be bullish. I'm looking for bullish trades the whole time. Less bullish trades through here, more bullish trades now. That's where I am. I'm bullish. I'm looking for more bullish trades. I want to trade bullishly, but I have to recognize that more likely than not, it's extended. We're more likely to see a consolidation. So if you have less bullish on, I agree. Absolutely. When does the July seasonal rally end and the summer doldrums start? That's a good one. I love it. Second year in a row where sell in May and go away just simply didn't happen. Right? May, for the last 2 years, has been the start of some of the best trading this. Let me give a big arrow through here. Because of sell and May go away, yes, but it didn't take me long to be like, screw this. We're fine. Let's go. Let's push. So I'm definitely looking to push. I think our risk level should be higher right now. We should be more bullish right now. Okay, let's keep looking at what Stella says. What do you think about QQQ, Stella? QQQ. Bullish, and not just bullish, but bullish with still some room to go. What does QQQ, the chart, tell us? Yeah, agreed. I mean, quite honestly, if you look at the largest move we've had, and there was a little bit of a hiccup, I'm not going to go all the way. I'm going to go from here to like here. If I take that and I say, whoops, let's activate one of those and move it. Let's just say like this. Yeah, if we think that was it and this is where it really started back up again, there could still be a little bit more to go. So if you're in trades like Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Google, Meta, some chip stocks, TSM, yeah, can you still look to push a little bit? Yeah, of course. Let your winners run. That's always good advice. Anybody who tells you that is telling you good things. All right. I don't want to draw anymore. Let's go back here. I'm trying out something new today. I like to go straight from here to the other chart to correlate it. Okay, so Stella likes the way IWM is looking. I don't know. That doesn't look great to me. I don't see how she got that green. It looks pretty sideways, pretty yellow to me. I see a large consolidation pattern here, kind of a triangular type shape. If we break out above this, or we break out uncertainty. And I think that the same is still happening. Let's see if we see it on the Dow. I'm going to get a quiz in. Okay, so there's the DIA. And here's the DIA. Okay. I don't know. Does one look stronger to anyone out there? I feel like it's uncertain if one or the other is moving into a leading position. So great. Don't make any judgments from it. Don't make any judgments. All we have to do is be patient and wait for more information that would actually say yes. Right now we have a little bit more to go off of. Okay. Let's get a quiz. We have, this thing is just running. We're at the highs. Are we going to stay at the highs? Let's get here. I'm gonna try here. A. All it has to do is hold. Then I'm gonna go across here. And that's the middle range. B. B always looks like a heart, but that's a B, and then that's a C. A, B, C. Are we going to close above 559.85? 559.85. Are we going to drift into this secondary range between 559.40 and 559.85? So it's about a 45-cent range. Or are we going to lose these highs and finish back down here? Bob is an A. LK is an easy A. Brad is an A. I'm glad to see our numbers have picked up a little bit. Those of you who are come in later and didn't get acknowledgement, hello, good to see you. Glad to have you. Okay. I got to tell you, I'm going B. I think it's going to drift but not sell off. I'm a B. Let's see what Stella says. I think Stella's going to be an A with you guys. Anybody going to be a C? I'm going to give John, who is not here, or if he is, he hasn't said hello, which would be very rude. John is going to be a C. Stella says that at 10 p.m., well, I don't know why 10 p.m. Don't ask me. 4 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Mountain Time. 560.10. 560.10. That's right where we are now. Stella's an A. A. I've got 3 A's. Stella's an A. I'm a B. John's a C. Anybody else? Oh, this is an interesting one, I feel like, today. Arnold! Welcome, Arnold. As you are also choosing B, I feel like we're instantly friends as B brothers. Welcome out. Glad to have you. If you've been coming and you just haven't said anything, welcome still. But I'm glad you decided to participate today. I love it. Me and Arnold looking to collect a gold medal together today. The rest of you, I expect, will be holding your heads in shame. I'm just calling it out. Okay, let's keep going. Let's go look at the VIX. I think that's it. To 6 months and VIX. It's a really interesting analysis, I think. So let me map it out for you. I need a different color. I don't like that color. That brown color is really throwing me off. We need something cheery like blue. I want blue. Hedge to 1240. That's a good hedge, my friend. Honestly, if someone hedges under 14, I'm like, yeah, that's okay. You're going to be fine. But hedging under 12 and a half. Why is he hedging? Well, so a couple things. Here's the last low. It pops up. What I've been telling people lately is think about your peaks, your peaks, and just make sure. My audio just flashed that I lost it and got restored. Did anyone notice anything? Is it on right now? If you can just give me a quick okay. So peaks and troughs. So there is a peak. There is a trough. The more we can show, because it's easy to be like, well, wait, what is that? That's not one for me. It never actually did it. The next one is here. Right here. That was my next trough. So I connect my line down to here. Then what? Then that's my next peak right there. And now what? And now we've had this. There's my trough. So you'll notice that my lows are the same lows. I don't have an automatic trigger. But I definitely look at this and think, man, this could escalate. Even today, the market is up almost 1%, like 0.75%, 0.8%. And the VIX is also up. This thing is still moving. Now, the next thing I'm looking for in this pattern is a Another what? Another peak. So if this goes up a little more and then turns over and it does this, that's a trough. That is more bullish to me. More bullish with an expectation that now we can bust on. Oh, I want to see us down near these 11s. This, where we are now, is the first time. For some of you, you may have no context for this. This is the first time we've seen VIX, pre-pandemic level VIX, where spikes go up to like 18, 19, and we live below 16. And we actually see it extended periods of time at 12 and 11. Those are great conditions. We had that in 2019, and that was a great year. So this to me is very bullish if that's what we see. Now, it could just keep on going up, keep going up. The other thing that I have going on right now, let me change my color to highlight the difference here, is connecting these dots. If we break that consolidation line, if you already have a hedge, I would actually put another hedge on personally. It may be a half a hedge. And then the next thing I would be worried about is if it comes back down and gives a higher low, that's another hedge. And so, yeah, I have the ability to get a couple of hedges on sub 14 that if this thing does all of a sudden get to September and we're like, oh no, we didn't get our cut, bing, and this shoots up and everyone gets nervous because, Bob, there's increasing numbers of people who have sources that are like, it's definitely September. Well, until I get to September and definitely see it happen, I don't definitely think it is. And if it comes out that they're like, no, we have to wait one more time because they can. Are there some slowdowns in employment? Yes, but concerning ones? Not yet. Nothing that we haven't seen show up and resolve already for me. So as far as the VIX goes, yeah, I like it better, but we don't have confirmation yet. When we get that lower high, great. If we don't get, going to be a little more concerned. I'm going to ease up a little bit on that with my bullish trades. Maybe add to the hedge and keep it a little longer. We'll see what happens with that. I have been still trading calendar spreads. I put one on. I'm going to be continuing to look for those, low volatility, etc. Let me know. Thoughts, questions, comments, concerns? No, we didn't. We didn't. So let's see the September. Oh, actually, it's dropped. It was better than 3-1 for a while there. It was like 74-22. And now all of a sudden it's 70-26. So we're back below 3-1. I'm not there. I'm not as the data supports it. I don't think that the employment is at a place yet that they have to do it. I think that unless inflation shows more dropping, diminishment, they can wait until they have to do it in the start of 2025. That's my belief. We'll see. We will see. Haven't seen any show. Yeah, this one was brand new, actually. Let's look at it. It just filled yesterday. And I was looking at it. I thought I showed this on Friday. Did I not? I thought I showed the setup for it at least. Let me analyze this. Boom. That's what it is right there. To be honest with you, if I was doing this trade on new, I don't know if they have this or not. It might not be traded. I'd probably go to the 557s. I did the 555s. The 557s for about $1.09. Yeah, something like that. I'm out July 26th, August 2nd. So 2 weeks, 3 weeks. That's the look. Nothing outrageous or right. Should make sense if you are a calendar person. Okay. November. That's me. You can see some people think it's going to be on its second cut. We're better than 3-1 that it's at least the first, and 2-1 that it's the second, which means we have basically 6-1 odds that we have at least one cut by November. I agree with that. November. That's my time. So anyway, okay. Let's go to the watch list and see what things are moving and how we like it all. Man, that apple just keeps on going. I'm down to my last piece because when I got this here, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna take a little more, right? And then bing, bing, still going, still strong. AMD, I did not take this, but it is now open for business on the next retracement. Amazon looks overextended, but Amazon being strong and pulling back, I think, gives us the ability for consumer discretionary to move into a leadership position, and that will be favorable to market conditions. I do have this trade on. I have one piece left. Took a piece when it hit an early target, took a piece yesterday, and now it's coming in. Calls or puts? I do puts. I do puts on the calendar. I prefer puts on calendar spreads and calls on butterflies. That's my preference. And that way I can overlap them and still keep them separate and not worry about them like ever washing each other out. That's happened to me before. AVGO looks pretty good. AXP financials look pretty good, but not for an entry. They're a little overextended. There's earnings Friday morning. You got to be out by tomorrow afternoon if you're going to be out before earnings. Caterpillar, maybe. Colgate Palmolive. Oh, I feel like I'm giving this every opportunity I can, but it's really it's down to its last leg. I'd maybe put my stop loss here and see if I can get 2 good days out of this. I would hold it through the weekend, but this one's, it's only still breaking even or making a little bit from where my entry was. We'll see what happens there. CMG is a no. Oil. I think oil is at or viable for a trade. You could do COP. You could do USO. But I think those are viable considerations. Costco. I'm still in the last piece. I feel like I want to give it, you never count out Costco, right? Anyone else trading Costco? Let me know if you're in. If you look back in May and in June, it's like, oh, it's slowing down. It's slowing down. Look at this the whole time. This thing is dramatic, right? From right here at 788 to over here. This was dropping the whole time. And where did it go? It went up another 26 points, 3 more percent during that time. Right? 3 more percent. Okay, let's see. Walmart better. Here's the thing is I got into Costco back here on the 2nd. I agree Walmart looks nice. It hadn't quite given the signal, but definitely the 3rd. I don't know. I think they're basically the same looking chart, right? Neither of them are giving new signals. Neither are giving new signals, only giving us existing. So Okay, let's see. Here's the Dow. Dow looks pretty strong today, up 0.76. Oil, or not oil, gold, copper. There's some strength there. Bitcoin looks like it's ready to drop again. A little dead cat bounce. 56.5 to 49.5, 7 more points, 42.5. That's next stop for me. This thing is accelerating. GE is still kind of sideways. Gold, Google overextended, looking for the pullback. I like both Google and Meta. We'll see that. Here's IWM. KBH. Underwater. GDX is better than gold. Yeah, there is good there. Or you could add a J, the junior miners, very similar. I would say even there, it looks like GDX. They're all overextended, right? Like none of them look like they're viable for trades now, to me. Here's Coca-Cola, maybe, but earnings are coming up soon. Meta could be flagging right now. I'm looking at the flag. I'm looking for it. It's not there yet. Close. MFC, overextended. I like financials, but I need financials to give me a consolidation. Here's MMM. That's another staple. Yes. Okay. Morgan Stanley, very bullish. What's the problem? It's overextended. Friday for Citi. Everything else is just going to be a day or two behind, right? This is Tuesday before market. So your window to trade MS is literally now until Monday. There's just not a lot of potential in there right now. I love the sector. I was calling out that I thought it looked like there was money coming in. That's going to help. That's going to help me in my market assessment to test in the market. Microsoft. I like Microsoft. It's also looks like it's flagging. In fact, it looked like it was going to do that a couple of times back here, and then it never did. It just kept going. I hope it does. I hope it actually gives a legitimate consolidation, so we have a better chance of getting in and getting the right trade. The next day looked terrible, but it didn't go wrong, so I held. And now we're back here again. What do I need? It's got to break these highs. If it doesn't and it starts to fall apart, a hiccup, hiccup is okay in this market. I'm bullish. I should be able to withstand if I get in, it goes up and pops and holds like this. I mean, you can see something, let's say like Apple. There's that hiccup. We're entering here. It goes a little hiccup. Yeah, you can't get shook on that, or you're going to just watch these amazing trades go by. So that's part of why we need to understand when there are conditions with more strength than others to help us be like, hey, relax. There's no need to panic and close this trade down. It's going to be just fine. Meta. Yes, you missed Meta. Meta's in a flag. Flag. Here's my pole. Here's my flag. Kind of a wedge, pennant, whatever you want to call it. I'm looking for it. I still think we may have a little more down, and I think we have time to catch this thing. Is a flag bullish? Yes. Bull flag. What do we expect? If it flags like this and then breaks, I expect this to happen again. Bing. Target. Short-term momentum play. Okay. Where were we? Micron looks good. Looking for it. Netflix pulling back. I'm okay with Netflix pulling all the way back to this old high in the 50-day. I just don't think we're going to have time for that to happen and get a trade. We'll see what happens. Nvidia is still grinding up a little bit. Palantir, I closed mine. So we'll see if I start to get a new signal coming out of that. QQQ looks bullish. SPY looks bullish. TSM, bullish. UUP, I still have some concerns with the strength of the dollar. I'd like to see it get momentum flowing into the dollar again. That coupled with oil, I think that's gonna shake the markets a little bit, especially if that all comes to an intersection around the time that people are looking for a September rate cut, and then they don't get it. They need their Fed crack. Come on, Jerome, just give me a fix. Here's the VIX finishing up. Woo! It's getting a little hot. Right? Getting a little hot. We were only up 1%. Now we're up 2%. The VIX is up 2. What is the market doing? Well, the market is actually still holding on. Not just, that's what's funny, right? So I saw that VIX, and what was my natural assumption? My natural assumption was there's some nervousness coming in at the end, but it's kind of a bit of both. It's like excitement buying into stock, but also nervousness hedging a little bit at the same time. Bob put a hedge on. If I carry much more, I'll put a hedge on. I agree. It's a big day tomorrow. The CPI data is going to be important to process for September. So at a minimum, we have to get what's expected. I think at a minimum, we have to get more than expected for September. But if for some reason there's a miss, it all but shatters any hope of September, which obviously the market is already to some extent pricing in. So if it's already pricing in, that means it would then have to be priced back out. They do that by selling. Okay, well, we just want to be aware. Yeah, it is an extremely strong last 10 minutes, big volume coming in. I am very strong VIX coming in at the end. So what are the others going to be, to some extent, a little bit wrong in the morning? Either if the market continues, if we get good report, the market continues bullish, this VIX is going to drop back down. And that's probably going to lock in our lower high and should give us an opportunity to put more bullish trades on. It's going to be hard because a lot of things are overextended. You're going to probably have to work a little harder to find where you want to trade. Hedging against bad news is all it is. That's it. I mean, look, it makes sense. It makes sense, right? But I'll tell you this. It makes more sense to get it at 12.4 than it does to get it late at 12.85. So these are the procrastinators who are buying their Valentine's Day cards the night before. The cards are going to suck, man. There's nothing good left. You're late. You're late. I'm telling you, you got a much better price at 12.9. Really flooding it. This is your last chance to get some hedges in front of that news. And now everyone's like, oh, I better hurry and get some. What am I going to do? You can almost feel it. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Okay. A little bit of a pullback, but in the SPY, none. It's just like, let's giddy up and go. It's the biggest it's been. Just here in this last little bit, we got an extra, extra 0.2%. Maybe even a little more than that. Yeah. So at this point, I am going to go ahead and reward those gold medal winners. Everybody who said A, you win a gold medal. NVIDIA and Tesla, Arnold said. I'm about to make Arnold and I hang our heads in shame. So before I do that, I'm going to go look at the stocks he's asking for. Oh, I like NVIDIA, but I would have wanted to have been in it already. You can see that same kind of a little bit of a, like, it gave us a little bit of a bounce, then a hiccup. If you missed it, you got it here. Now you're riding it. It's a little late. I don't think there's a ton of upside left, if any. So for me, it's a little late. I'm going to have to say I don't have Tesla on my list right now, but let's go. Tesla. Yeah, I mean, the most EZA good. EZA was good. Okay, you're right. It really got some good news and just bing, 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 bing. It's just at this point, chase into this. I mean, it's up 30% in this last little bit. I don't know. Way overextended, and it's got earnings. Be careful about buying the rumor and selling the news, etc. Okay. So yeah, A's, congratulations. B's, me and Arnold will hang our heads in shame. We'll get over it. We'll be back. Good to see everybody. Yeah, big news tomorrow, but it's the market seems to be setting itself up bullishly. We're already bullish. Unless we get some negative news, I think there's a good chance that we do see that. I will be back not tomorrow, but Friday morning to open the market. We'll talk about PPI. We'll talk about how the market processed CPI, and then we'll go from there. Enjoy the rest of your day. Happy trading.